you today for a conspiracy theory about Girl of the Year, Gabriella.
There's a line with the sky meets the sea and it calls me.
So this stems from the idea that basically when American Girl released Gabriella, she was truly me, number 46, but reintroduced as Girl of the Year.
And this was really upsetting, and I'm just going to touch on this at the beginning for the backstory. I know we already made a rant about this. This is a conspiracy theory about why
she is the way she is. And this is because American Girl, I think it was it was 17 years, because I think they started maybe it was 16 years of Girl of the Years. And it was less because some of the years had, there was one Girl of the Year for 2 years. But it's been a long time. They haven't had a full African American Girl of the Year. Some people, including myself, thought that Leah was half African American. No, she wasn't. She is white and she just had a tan for some reason, even though she wasn't tan in the movie. But no, Gabriella was supposed to be the first African American girl, goty. So why did they put no effort into her? And why would they just reuse a chili meatball and then have her overshadowed by Tenny Grant, who obviously looks way more like a girl of the year than Gabriella, because of how much detail was put into her compared to where Gabriella's collection just seems kind of slapped together at the last minute, as well as her doll.
Since American Girl literally just released a new chili me doll that looks similar to Gabriella.
Their own doll for the Girl of the Year, and so they had to use a chili me doll that already existed instead of just making a similar design? What?
Okay. So the first conspiracy theory is that basically, this isn't my favorite one. My favorite one is the second one. That AG just wanted to use Gabriella as the Girl of the Year because they're oh, people want an African American goty. Why? Oh, as long as we just use that, they'll be happy. Because they knew if they put another white doll, they'd have to put actual effort into it. But because they put a black doll for the Girl of the Year, they thought, oh, people will just be so happy about this, so we don't have to worry about the design, and then we can focus on the contemporary line.
What?
Which is why contemporary characters such as Tenny and Logan were better, and their collection was more developed, and they just basically put a smaller team working on Gabriella just so that she could be put together, and people would be happy because they're
as long as it's African American, which people have wanted forever, then they'll be happy.
But the thing that bothers me is if she was a white doll, nobody would stand for this. Everybody would be
where's the effort? This is the boringest thing.
But because she's the first African American girl goty, it's a but really, she could have been a lot nicer. I'm not saying this to be mean. I have Peyton, and she's the same doll as Gabriella, and she's a beautiful. But she doesn't have that Girl of the Year thing. However, Tenny has that Girl of the Year thing.
Where she has a unique thing, she has that little side curl. She has a unique freckle design, and she kind of looks like Taylor Swift. So it
almost makes you think that Tenny is more the Girl of the Year than Gabriella. So here's the next theory, which is that AG planned Tenny to be Girl of the Year 2017, but quickly changed it to Gabriella. And here's the evidence for that. And this one has actual evidence, is that Tenny's photos were leaked before Logan. So it almost seems like Tenny was planned before Logan, and then when they realized that they weren't going to use Tenny for Girl of the Year and they needed more of a story for her, they just threw Logan along with her. And then another thing is that Tenny's outfit matches Gabriella's story, which is really weird, and maybe Tenny was supposed to be more kind of a Gabriella character, and more on that later. But there was also more publicity for Tenny than Gabriella, which makes it seem like they had been doing research for Tenny long before she came out, because they have those things on their YouTube channel, interviewing country singers and talking with girls, and they even had her I know this is not real, but they kind of had her go to the Disney Music Awards, or wait, was it Radio Disney Music Awards, RDMAs, so it seems like they were mapping out Tenny. But then maybe they decided, oh, people are going to be really mad if we have 6 Girl of the Years that are white in a row. So maybe they just decided to use Gabriella's Girl of the Year and then work on Tenny. And they're
oh, people also always want a boy doll. We'll just add that in.
So that's the second theory. And more on the second theory, which is really weird, is that if you think about Tenny's story, she's a country singer. And now here's my theory. This is my personal theory. There was originally supposed to be Goty 2017, was originally supposed to be Tenny Grant, and this was her story. She did poetry and she sang. Because if you think about it, Tenny's outfit kind of almost looks like she was a poetry country singer. And if you think about it, maybe part of Gabriella's story was Tenny's story. And maybe that was supposed to be her thing, and American Girl was already researching that. So that's why they had this stuff about Nashville and this stuff about, like the country singers. And so maybe that's it. So then maybe when Gabriella came along, they're like, oh, we'll leave the stutter thing and the poetry for Gabriella because we already have that down. But then we also already worked more on country singing, so we'll give that to Tenny Grant, like the singing, and then we'll add Logan, who can be a drummer, so that'll be Tenny's story. And then, what do we already know about dance? We'll give that to Gabriella because we don't have to do any research about dance. We already know what that is. That can be Gabriella's main thing because they took away like the singing aspect from the Girl of the Year, so they need one more thing. So they just put dance in there, and that's why Gabriella's outfits are not put together at all, because her outfits, some of them are just like, most of them are dance clothes, and you're like, why doesn't she have any like poetry slam clothes? Maybe that's because those clothes that were planned for the poetry stuff went to Tenny, which makes sense because she has 2 guitars. So maybe one guitar was originally meant for when she was supposed to be Girl of the Year, and then once they wanted her to focus more on country singing, they added that, like, it may have been like a banjo, like that banjo and the guitar. Either way, she has 2 instruments. And then they added the drum set for Logan, and they made it more about music, and then they separated Gabriella from that. So that's my theory.
Thanks for watching, and please comment, like, and subscribe down below. Love you guys. Bye.